Hey there, everybody. I am back. I don't know what it is with my live cast today, whether Facebook has done something a little different, but I had to log out and come back in because I'm just seeing a half page. That is, it's just coming up to my chest and I'm not able to see the full cast. So I see that it says you're live. In any event, my topic today is rather intriguing and hopefully it will attract a number of people's attention so we can talk about it. Help, I'm having a terrible day. Have you ever heard people say something like, maybe the coffee would spill on their shirt and they would make a comment like, shows you what kind of day I'm going to have, or maybe some mishap started in the beginning of the day and they said, well, you know what? I'm having a terrible day already, or something to that effect, right? And I'm sure we've always been in situations from time to time when we feel like things are not going the way they should. I'm telling you, this is one of those days for me. And as a matter of fact, it started last evening when I discovered that, that I have my book launch that's coming up. And as my book launch approached and I put the link out, and I've seen some of you sharing those links, and I thank you so much for doing that. Last night, while I was working on it, I had a thought, an inkling to say to one of my kids, can you sign in on this page and see how it works? And so she signed in and she said, it's not working, there's an error. And immediately I flew into panic. It's like, oh my goodness, what a time for things to not go right. I'm in the middle of the launch. Hey there, Cassette, my dear, good to see you. So I'm in the middle of this launch, pre-launch that is, not the launch yet. The launch will be next week. And here is this web page that I know that some of you have shared that link to your friends. And when they go in and they enter their information, quite likely they saw error. And that freaked me out because I've always felt like whatever I'm putting on must be done to the best of my ability. So I immediately started figuring out what went wrong on this page, went to my email autoresponder, went to WordPress, went to this software that I'm using. Everything seems to be put in right and nothing is working. And I sat up very, very late doing everything I knew to do to cause this to work, while thinking about all the traffic, all the people who may be putting in their information and either getting an error or thinking that their names are entered and they're going to be notified and they're not. And that's not the way I like to do business. And so I was in distress, truthfully. And I said, well, I need to go to bed now. It's rather late. And so I closed down my computer and started off to bed with this heaviness on me. And you know how people say, boy, if anything could ever go wrong, it will. And I don't try to subscribe to that, but truthfully, that was what's in the back of my mind. So as I climbed in bed, I thought, this is not a good way to go to sleep. You don't want to go sleeping on anxiety, on distress, or on anything like that. I mean, that's in my past. I really don't intend to relive that. So I started breathing deeply, inhaling and exhaling just to kind of relieve some of the stuff. And then I started thinking about the things that went right for the day. See, we have a tendency sometimes when the road is tough, when it gets dark, when life throws challenges at us, what we tend to do is we focus on that challenge. And by focusing focusing on that challenge, nothing else is going to look right. If somebody says something kind to you and happy, you'll snap and you'll bite because that is the mode that you're in, when really, when you are cooperating and collaborating with someone and they're being really nice to you, the thing to do is to really be nice in return. And when we sink our minds in that mindset of, oh, deep depression and darkness, everything, believe me, everything that day, everything that moment, everything we look at is dark and depressing, even when it really is not. So I started to thank my divine for everything that I was blessed with, and stopped focusing on that distress. And it didn't go away right away. It really didn't. But I thanked and praised and thanked for my goodness. Thanks for my abundance. Thank you for everything, because I had did everything that I knew to do that night. And so it was now time to let go. So I slept a little restlessly last night, trying to think and figure what I'm going to do for the day. But then I woke up this morning and did my meditation once again, just clearing myself of that thing that resurfaced today, and thought, now I'm going to go back and try it. I sent an email last night to the technical staff to see whether they would handle it or not. And when I woke up this morning, there was a response, but the response was already saying what I did. Everything was already set up in the system right. Went on to that support group in Facebook, posted the same question, same response came back. And I figured, I started typing, and then a thought came to me, well, maybe I could use another strategy, which I did, and it confirmed, and the page went through. However, I still haven't uploaded the real page on the site. But why did I go through all of this to say this? That life will throw curveballs at us. And in the midst of those curveballs, if we choose to focus on that, and believe me, you know as well as I that it's not easily done, that you're going to take your mind off of this, especially when you think it's something that is big at stake. However, we must do that for our own sake. You must do that for your own sake, for your own goodness, for your own happiness, for your own peace of mind, for your own joy, for your own well-being, because it affects your health. And I have just breathed in and breathed out and continue to be grateful and thankful for the things that are going right. And then I thought, you know what, after working on it some today, excuse me, I'm going to just distract my mind. I'm not going to work on that, just set that aside and go do something else, which is exactly what I did. And by doing that, more peace started settling over me as I let that thought go for a moment. I'm getting back to it. Yes, I am. Because I will need to figure it out. The page is out there. The page is live already. So I have to figure it out so that other people are not coming to the page and getting an error, or thinking they're entering their information for notification and not getting notified. But in the midst of that, my life continues. And in the midst of that, I can still experience peace and gratefulness and joy and thankfulness. Though believe me when I tell you, it is a weight. And these curveballs, I want to say, are things that come to us. I feel that my life at this stage, that the divine has says, this girl deserves to have all or most of her days going smooth and wonderfully. And so the divine gives me all or most of my days going smoothly and wonderfully. Well, not exactly. Because, see, yes, I've been through some deep waters, some dark waters, some dark tunnels in my life. And I believe those deep, dark tunnels have equipped me to be who I am today. So that when those challenges, when those hard knocks come in my life, they look like I'm riding the wave. They come and occur to be quite simpler than it would to someone who didn't conquer that. So what am I saying for you? When these challenges come, face them and be grateful for the growth that it's going to produce in your life later on, so that the major bloops don't take you under. They will take you under. So yeah, I like to think that most or all of my days are great. And it's not that I don't have challenges, but it's that I have learned from those past challenges, those past dark tunnels, those past deep dark waters. I've learned from them to the extent that now when challenges come, they don't pull me under as quickly as they do. And before I let them, I immediately get into thanking and praising mode to be grateful for my blessings that I have right now, as I focus on the things that I've already had in that day that are great. Hey, I woke up this morning. I can breathe. I have life. I have another opportunity to live, to make a difference, and to be made a difference for. Isn't that something to be grateful for? So what is your challenge today? I don't even want to have you thinking that your deep challenges equate to mine. I've been, as I said, through some deep dark waters. Trust me on that. Oh, and I can tell you this, that if you persist and if you hang in there and if you just keep focusing as hard, there's going to be that hollow in your gut, that deep pain in your gut while you're trying to endure and to make it past that moment. It's going to be there. But then just entertain this tiny glimpse of hope that it will be better. Let me tell you, I came through. It will be better. And just know that. And if that is that single glimpse of hope that you can cling to it with dear life. It will get better. And when you've passed through this moment, what is going to actually happen is you look back and you'll be so much stronger. You will be so much wiser as a result of those hurdles that you went through. So my friends, today, my challenge is not fixed. And if there's anybody who's listening to this who happens to know a solution, then private message me. We'll work on that. In the meantime, I'm moving forward, promoting my book, with or without that page. I'll promote it. I may have to come up with a plan B, but right now, it's okay, Gwen. I can just let it go, and I can just live, and I can just be at peace, and I can just know that it's all going to work out. It may not work out the way I see or want it to in the end, but it is going to work out. And I thank you for joining me, and I look forward to your comments later. And please like and comment and share this video if you know anybody who's going through any kind of challenges right now. May these words bring deep peace, bring deep inspiration, and deep hope for someone who may be undergoing a deep challenge right now. So my friends, this is Dr. Gwen, empowering lives to live purposefully and passionately. Love you.